Hello, four-legged friend lovers. Have you ever noticed how your dog suddenly starts licking the floor or carpet with incredible diligence, as if it's the most delicious treat in the world? Such strange behavior can cause confusion and even concern. Today we will figure out why dogs do this, what it might mean, and when you should start to worry. By the way, if you want to regularly receive useful information about the behavior and health of pets, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. This way, you won't miss new episodes that will help you better understand your four-legged friend. This topic is really important because your dog's tongue can tell much more than it seems at first glance. Let's start with the most obvious. Dogs explore the world through their tongues and noses. Unlike people who primarily rely on vision, our furry companions perceive reality through smells and tastes. Their tongues are literally dotted with thousands of taste receptors, and their noses can detect scents that we cannot even imagine. When a dog licks the floor, it receives a whole stream of information, from who has walked here to what was spilled several days ago. It's a unique way of reading the history of the room. Surprisingly, a dog can even determine the emotional state of the creature that left the trace. The most common reason why dogs lick the floor is, of course, food. Even if the surface seems perfectly clean to you, for a dog with its phenomenal sense of smell, there might be a real feast. Breakfast crumbs, a drop of sauce that fell during dinner, or even just the aroma of food absorbed into the carpet, all of this attracts your pet's attention. And don't be surprised if your dog starts licking with particular diligence the spot where you recently ate. For them, it's like finding a little gift. However, such behavior is not always associated with pleasant discoveries. Sometimes dogs lick the floor due to digestive system problems. Imagine you have heartburn or nausea. What do? You might drink water or take medicine. Dogs don't have this option, and they instinctively try to cope with discomfort through available means. Floor licking can stimulate saliva production, which in turn helps neutralize excess acid in the stomach. It's a kind of natural antacid. If you notice that your dog frequently licks the floor after eating or when its stomach is rumbling, you might want to pay attention to its digestion. Stress and anxiety are another common cause of such behavior. Dogs, like people, can experience emotional discomfort. Some of them cope with anxiety by performing repetitive actions, including licking surfaces. This is similar to how some people bite their nails or twirl their hair when nervous. Consider whether your pet's active floor licking coincides with stressful events, loud noises, guests arriving, moving, or changes in daily routine. Dogs are creatures of habit, and any changes can cause them anxiety. Interesting fact, sometimes dogs lick the floor due to a lack of certain nutrients in their diet. This resembles people who crave specific foods during vitamin deficiencies. A dog's body may subconsciously search for minerals it lacks. This happens especially often with deficiencies in sodium, calcium, or iron. If your pet eats monotonously or receives low-quality food, you should reconsider its diet. Perhaps its body is trying to compensate for the lack of important elements? Did you know that dental problems or gum issues can make a dog lick the floor? This may seem strange, but when a dog has toothache or inflamed gums, the cool surface of the floor can bring relief. Additionally, increased salivation from dental problems forces the dog to use its tongue more often. Pay attention to other signs. Bad breath, changes in appetite, chewing only on one side of the jaw, or reluctance to chew hard toys. As dogs age, their behavior often changes, and elderly pets may start to develop unusual habits, including floor licking. This can be related to cognitive dysfunction, similar to dementia in humans. Old dogs sometimes lose orientation, forget familiar commands, and develop strange rituals. If your pet is quite old and you notice that it not only licks the floor but also shows other behavioral changes, for example, gets confused in familiar places or reacts strangely to familiar stimuli, these might be the first signs of age-related brain changes. Chemicals on your floor can also attract your dog. Some cleaning products contain components that dogs find appealing. It could be something ammonia-based, which resembles the smell of urine, or products with a sweet aroma. Dogs can react even to furniture polish or air fresheners. Sometimes it's not about the attractiveness of the smell, but its novelty. The dog is simply exploring an unfamiliar aroma. Consider whether the beginning of licking coincided with using a new cleaning product. But how do you distinguish between normal curiosity and problematic behavior? The key factor is intensity and frequency. If your dog occasionally licks the floor, especially after meals or when something has spilled, this is quite normal. However, if it does this for hours, cannot stop even when you distract it, or wakes up at night specifically for this, perhaps it's time to worry. Other concerning signs include simultaneous leaking of air, walls, furniture, or its own body, as well as general behavioral changes, loss of appetite, lethargy, or increased irritability. In some cases, compulsive floor licking can be a sign of obsessive-compulsive disorder in dogs. Yes, this happens not only in humans. Dogs with OCD develop rituals that they perform over and over, even if it interferes with their normal life. This can start as a reaction to stress, but over time, turn into automatic behavior. Breeds with high intelligence and working dogs, such as Border Collies, German Shepherds, and Dobermans, are more prone to developing such conditions, especially if they lack physical activity and mental stimulation. So what should you do if your dog constantly licks the floor? The first step should be a visit to the veterinarian, especially if this is new behavior that appeared suddenly. The doctor can rule out medical causes, from gastrointestinal problems to neurological disorders. Blood tests, parasite checks, or more thorough examinations might be needed. Don't hesitate to record videos of your dog's behavior. This will help the specialist more accurately determine the problem. If medical causes are ruled out, you can try behavioral strategies. Increase your pet's physical activity. Problematic behavior often arises from boredom or excess energy. Enrich its living environment. Dog puzzles, toys that need to be filled with treats, new commands and tricks. All this helps occupy your friend's mind. Use the distraction technique. When the dog starts licking the floor, distract it with an interesting toy or activity, and then reward it for switching attention. Review your pet's diet. It may lack certain nutrients or its food causes discomfort. Consult with a veterinarian about supplements or special diets. Sometimes simply adding probiotics or switching to higher quality food helps. And of course, make sure the dog always has access to fresh water. Sometimes floor licking can be related to thirst or attempts to moisten the mouth's mucous membrane. Pay attention to the cleaning products you use. Perhaps you should switch to pet-safe options without strong smells. Some dogs are particularly sensitive to certain aromas or chemical components. Rinse the floor thoroughly after cleaning to avoid leaving traces of cleaning products that might attract your pet. In conclusion, I want to say that your dog's tongue is not only a tool for expressing love through kisses, but also an important organ through which it explores the world and communicates its needs. By carefully observing what, where, and how your pet licks, you can learn a lot about it and possibly notice health or welfare problems in time. Remember that each dog is unique, and what is normal for one may be a sign of a problem for another. What do you think about this topic? Have you noticed your dog licking the floor or other strange surfaces? Share your observations in the comments. Perhaps your experience will help other owners understand their pet's behavior. If this video was useful for you, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. There's much more interesting content ahead about the mysteries of our four-legged friends' behavior. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next video, where we'll reveal another mysterious dog habit that often confuses even experienced owners. Take care of your pets, and remember, sometimes what seems strange is actually just a dog's way of saying something important. Until next time, in the amazing world of animals.